In Africa, highest number of billionaires are from my state, but the professor is the governor. Go there and support him. He will leave. Oh my God! See, let me tell you, unless Oti has done well, he has actually done well. Please, if you want to vote me right, I want you to go through Port Harcourt on getting to Aba. Aba Port Harcourt road is working. That road is road because it's my way. That road today is as black as that. Very black, nylon tar. Not only that, there are many things he's doing in Abia State now. The power plant that is supplying the whole Abia State 24 hours light is allow younger people into politics. Allow younger people into politics. And look at a deputy, a man, a boy that deputizes salary. Excellent.
An excellent Friday to all. Oh, I welcome you to bystanders at the news this morning. My name is Kolade Folari Kadesh Prince. Yes, we have all our newspaper headlines here ready for us today. I'll start with the Daily Times newspaper. ASU threatens to down tools over withheld salaries, says if federal government award road contracts worth trillions, billions to university workers should not be a problem. Stay clear of our pension funds, organized labor tells finance minister. That's the major headlines in the Daily Times newspaper this morning. I'll go to the Vanguard newspapers. On electricity, most discos are technically insolvent, NEC declares. Edo Guba, INEC to begin distribution of 373,030 uncollected PVCs by May 27. Latest fleet ratings shows Tinubu's transparency. That's according to the Vice President, Shetima. Minimum wage, Labour shuns Pali as federal government hints on raising offer. No plan to illegally use pension funds. That's according to Finance Minister Wale Edun. Yes, my enemies now sleep with eyes open. That's according to Fubara, Rivers State Governor. Yes, I'll go to the Nation newspapers this morning. Your hand-earned pension safe. Federal government assures Nigerians. 36 speakers back state police plan. NEC pledges better support for small businesses. That's Nation newspaper this morning. Before I leave the Nation newspapers this morning, let's look at no hiding place for fraudsters, EFCC vows. AFC accuses Muftang Speaker of coercing Plateau lawmakers. That's in the Guardian newspaper this morning. I'll go waste. Abandoned projects dot southwest amid push of scarce resources to new ones. If you look at the picture stories here. It shows a lot of federal government buildings, a lot of federal government projects that have been abandoned. And with this abandonment, it says we're still trying, the federal government is still doing new ones instead of looking back into these ones that have been abandoned. Senate stalls debate against implementation of new electricity tariff. That's in the Guardian newspaper this morning. NLC, TUC boycott negotiation as federal government promises to shift ground. Rising cost of drug worsens steep rise in hypertension cases. Family laments death of 41 Daily Trust newspaper this morning. On insecurity, food production declines as commercial farms close. Were seriously affected, Farmers Union says. Production costs also a factor. Agro rangers will soon be deployed. That's what the federal government is saying. Kano Mosque arson, death tolls hit 10. That's for the Daily Trust newspaper. I'll go to the Nigerian News Direct. Account enrollment. Court validates CBN's regulation. Permits collection of customers' social media handles. Yes, that's for the Nigerian News Direct this morning. I'll quickly go to the Daily Independent newspapers, which says bank can demand social media handles of customers. Court rules. Yesterday, there's a picture story here. It says yesterday, the president of Senegal, Bashir Faye, came to visit President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja. The picture story is here in the Daily Independent newspapers this morning. Electricity tariff increase. Senate steps down committee's investigative report indicting federal government. This day newspapers also talks about the pension funds, and the headline there says, Wale Edun, no attempt to illegally use pension funds. Salient Times says, 36 speakers back state police. The Blueprint newspaper's major headline says, Nigerian National Buzu wanted over Zamfara killings. That's according to the defense headquarters in Nigeria. Okay, yes, finally, let me quickly read this one from this Nigeria newspaper. 227 terrorists snuffed out. 529 others nabbed, says Defense Headquarters. Declares Alilu Buzi, others alleged terrorism ringleaders wanted. Halt electricity tariff hike now. Senate panel tells NEC. Nigeria-Dubai skies open on October 1st as Emirates resume flights after 25 months. Excuse me. Yes, that's the major headlines in the newspapers this morning. My first guest is Edono Lagos.
Edono Lagos. Good
Edono
morning.
Lagos. We didn't see you there before yesterday. We didn't see you yesterday. And I came to your place yesterday to check one or two things that has been happening, especially as regards your house that has been demolished. What is the situation of things now?
Thank you that you call. You know, when I wanted to say that day, if you say people will not believe, thank God you came and see it. My brother, things are happening. Things are happening. But the only place I got now, they are calling money. But I have a app, but I'm praying God to support me to make sure that I balance up so I can go new site. Things are very difficult. You know, what is happening now? Because of hunger, landlords are selling their houses. They are selling their houses for them to survive. So if you don't pay, they have to go out. They just demolish the bus at the shop. So
I saw everything yesterday.
So my brother, you know, when you come here today, they will say, maybe somebody is forming something, but that's why you see me, I'm up, you know, not coming always. But
Yes,
today
I
I'm
know.
here,
I know it's been tough.
and I
And
believe my
when
brothers.
I called you on the phone and you told me the challenges you were facing,
Yeah, really.
that was why I came around yesterday to check
Thank you.
everything. I wish you the best, and I know that a lot of our viewers on this channel in diaspora and even here have been supportive to a lot of people.
Yeah,
So, like we said, we will not disturb anybody for the meantime. But this was tough for me when I saw it yesterday,
thank you.
and that's why we are raising it.
Thank
So
you.
I know that one way or the other, God will continue to replenish their pockets and support you
Amen.
one way or
Amen.
the other. You can
Amen.
get across to Mr. Lucky, Donobi
Let
Lagos,
it be.
anyhow you want to
Please, brother,
support him.
sisters, we are one. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Now, pensions fund. Tinubu is saying he wants to borrow money from it. Nigerian Labour Congress are saying their life is in danger when this money is taken.
See, I want to ask you a question. Why borrow, everywhere we are borrow, instead of going to pension? No, he left for the managers who are there should look into it very, very well. Because tomorrow, anything might happen, they won't be able to pay back. Why do you borrow their money? It's that money that both the federal government and the individual gather. If you want to borrow, you should carry the people along. The managers who are managing that fund should be informed. If the money, another two way, if the money is there, be used by some people, I believe both the federal government and the other people should react and see. I know what I mean. If you take this money, when are you going to pay back? I get me. So I believe federal government want to use the money for maybe
They said
for investment.
infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Let me ask you a question. The one we had before, why can't you maintain it and take care of the people who are living? I don't know.
Yes,
People are dying.
brought out a big story this morning
Yeah.
that a lot of infrastructure done by the federal government that have been abandoned are too much in the southwest. Why won't they do something about this? Why are they doing other projects when some of these infrastructures are in dilapidated states and billions of naira have been spent on
Not only Lagos.
southwest?
Southwest good. They should, it's a good thing, yes. Developing like Ogun State, Ondo State, let people move. If you just close to our border here, Ogun here, my brother, most of the roads are bad. Most of the roads are bad. Yes, it's good for government to continue where other governments stop. Like roads, out the roads are bad. I get it, many roads are bad, and not only infrastructure. Infrastructure, stomach infrastructure should be taken care of first. My brother, things are very expensive. I get me. But if you want to borrow pension money, there should be the stakeholder should be informed. I get me.
Yes, sir.
They should be informed. They should let them know the money can not be domiciled in that place. The money should be used. So far they return the money back. I believe if they have carried this labor along, something I don't think we hear.
I was watching a news platform
Yeah.
around 6 o'clock this morning, and I heard from the review there that 70% of these pension funds have already been accessed. That the presidency does not need to ask people before they access it, but they just had to make the information known so that people will know that this money has been accessed.
But this money, the finance minister said there's something like that. That's
The finance minister has said pensioners, workers should keep their mind at rest.
that's not
That's
no
it.
problem. They don't have any problem.
Do
No,
you
and I'm
believe
not
there's no
I,
problem?
I believe there's problem somewhere. Before this will come, maybe they must have even done it. You didn't know.
That's what somebody said
They
this
must have
morning
done
in a
it.
review. Says 70% of what they are asking for has been accessed already.
So the only thing is that if the government can assure the pension that they don't have any problem, no, so be it. What we need infrastructure. We need for them to maintain what we have. I don't understand me. Like somebody said, if you check Auchi Road and Abuja Road, we have bad road. Buhari spent 8 years. He couldn't do it. I get me. But what we need now, as I'm saying it, my brother, things are very difficult for people. Hard living is very hard. You cannot be doing infrastructure while people are hungry. People cannot access food. People cannot access house. Like just what happened. What happened to me? Happened to so many people in Nigeria. So, well, let them liaise with the labor and see if the money has been used or they have not used. But the only thing is, when you borrow, make sure you pay back. That is it.
Well, but what is the assurance? Do you think there's an assurance, especially when government borrow from its people? Is there an assurance that this money will be paid back?
Okay, I want to ask a question now. Who is keeping the money?
Is the
Central
pension?
Bank.
No. Yeah, okay, fine.
The Central Bank. If they have used it, a Mefele information. Is it not when he left? The information started coming out. So there's no two way. The money has been used. If federal government say, I didn't use your money, and they have used it, you know. Until when this government out, that's why you know the secret of government. But what I'm saying is that it's good for them to raise their lab. Labour have told them that don't use it. Federal government have said we did not use it. I get me. But what I'm saying, my brother, Nigeria people need to eat. We need to take care of our head.
Okay.
That day I was standing here, I was talking almost for them.
Yeah, I know.
Why thinking? I think a lot.
Do not kill
frustration.
yourself.
No, really frustration.
Do not kill yourself.
Frustration.
Do not kill yourself.
Talk about house, talk about school fees, talk about our children, so many things. So all these
Do not kill yourself. I know it will be well. 36 state speakers of House of Assemblies back state police. That's the way forward, don't you think?
I back state police. Yes, okay. If so far the governor of the state did not misuse it, just like you see Wike and Obara. You know how they are pushing security up and down. This one control. But it's good. Let them start. Let it even start. Let's see it. Let it even start. Let's see. If 36 state, the whole state should back it, except the IG, who is saying no, because he's enjoying there. I get him. He's enjoying there. So please, state police should be created. Not only state police. Let state manage their roles. Federal, DC, federal to move their hand. Give them this money, let them do it. The only thing is that monitor it, see what they are doing. And the people who are supposed to monitor it, everybody let's consign. Nobody's talking. You can't go to a local government, ask a local government, where is the allocation they gave to you last time? No. You see, orientation is not going on. Everybody, you are your own. Everybody is just doing on his own in Nigeria. Everybody don't buy anything. Look at how much for milk. Things are very expensive. No control, no price control. So, whatever we are saying today, we are praying for government of Tinubu to just do one thing. One thing, just one thing. We are not asking too much. One, issue of how to take care of your health, eat. Okay, when you eat well, you will see. No, really. I know what I'm talking about. You can't drink milk. How do you healthy? You cannot buy food. How do you healthy? That's why it's insecurity everywhere. My brother, I pray that government should just come up for one policy. Say, I'm taking it, not increasing, collecting taxes. You are, Malay people to be angry. And now somebody told me, why are you abusing Nigeria? No! Because people, he has got to that stage. The only mark you have is to abuse. You can't fight, you can't carry a gun. Those that carry a gun, where are they?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you, my brother.
Sir.
Thank you.
Somebody has asked for your number. Yes, Mazi.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So yesterday, the rain stopped us yesterday.
Yes, and
I was even.
Our audience were enjoying
everything that yesterday before the wind it just broke out and all of us we ran helter skelter yesterday and the rain was so heavy.
It was so heavy. It didn't stop on time.
It didn't stop on time,
Yes,
and even it did. We could have come back at least to give them our vibe. But today you can see it's a sunny day.
It's a sunny day.
It's a sunny day.
Your hand-end pension, say federal government assures Nigeria.
Hand pension saved. Na lie. Mohammed Maina stole a pension under Jonathan regime. See, the pension money is there for them. At the end of the day, they will share it among themselves. Could you remember what happened to Maina? Maina went to court. He was caught red-handed. He went to court under Jonathan regime. He was found guilty of naira. Do you know what happened? They released Maina on bail. 750,000 naira. Yes, he went free. No, Maina went free after stealing 6 billion. I don't know what I understand. And to refund that money today, Maina has not refunded the money. And you know how Buhari chased him, seized all his properties all over Abuja by the then EFCC chairman, I think, Magu. And the Magu did not tell Nigerians where and how come about the properties that belong to Maina he seized. To the level that we learned that there was a time Maina absconded into Niger. Interpol went to Niger to arrest him, a pension thief. Till today, we don't know anything about that case. So, if federal government is telling us that pension fund is safe, I don't trust that statement. I don't trust anybody anymore. One is that we are not one Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. If Nigeria is one, if you tell me something, I will agree. Yes. Because Nigeria is not one, I can never agree anybody, president of Nigeria, governors in this state, ministers telling me that fund money is safe. The fund money is not safe, okay? That fund money, if safe, that pension fund, if safe, they should pay the pensioners. The pensioners, they should give them their money. Why are they dying while queuing, waiting to collect pension? They are dying in their large numbers. And they are telling us that the money is safe. The money is safe, they have started again. Oh. Remember that the agreement with the labor hit rock day before yesterday.
Yes.
And they Tinubu arrived on promising labors 48,000 naira, $32, which is less than 24 pounds. The current exchange rate now, 48,000 naira is $32. I listen to me. So everybody in Nigeria, we've seen a government, a set of politicians that are not trustworthy over time and over time. Over the years, they come in with many promises. Their promises are too much. I don't like people that promise and promise yet nothing to show. Save that money, you save it. Why are you borrowing to pay pension? And you're telling us that the pension money is safe. Maybe you utilize it for another purpose and show us that purpose. We cannot see it.
Sometime back, about 3-4 months ago, I was discussing with a civil servant, and he said very soon they are going to scrap pension.
No pensions.
That whatever you get as you work is what you get as
your benefits, you go with it.
So now, with what the federal government has done, borrowing from the pension fund, do you foresee?
I see it working. You know why? You see what Alessoti did in AMIDST.
Yeah.
All the former governors, no pension, no payment again. All those benefits that people that serve as governor before are receiving in Lagos State, no more. If they could scrape pension, are you seeing it as a better development or how? It means that every civil servant should work hard to establish something to invest so that he or she will have something to lean on after service, after many years of service. Because if you don't invest, if you finish your service and thinking that you will gain something from government, nothing for you.
Okay, now when they say they want to scrap it now,
yes,
is it not going to give room for
stealing money, public fund
money?
That's why we are saying that.
Because when we look at the minimum wage now, it's not convenient for a lot of people
at all.
And when they retire at 60 or to 35 years of service, at 60, some people are so tired that they can't do anything tangible unless there's enough money for them to use to invest.
Yes. You see what is there. Let me tell you. The truth there is, if we want our system to work, Oga Kola, listen and listen. We should emulate countries like China, countries like Korea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The emulation I meant here is, if anybody in public office steal money that is meant for the states, send him to firing squad. If found guilty, send him to firing squad. Oga Kola, listen and listen good. China is working today because of what I'm telling you. A billionaire in China last week was sentenced to death because he mishandled public fund. A billionaire in China in 2023 was sentenced to, no, not a billionaire, a minister was sentenced to death. Over $10,000 in China. A Nigerian man that stole almost 1 billion naira to pay school fees for his children unborn is smiling today. He's there. His name is Yaya Bello. He's smiling. He is in this government working for Tinubu. So how do you think that system is going to work? So how do you think that after serving in the public offices, you will come out there and have something to lean on? Okay, let me tell you. If you are working in the public office, work hard, save your salaries, and make sure that you invest during the years of your service. Because if you finish it, if you come out, if scraped, you will go on stroke. I'm telling you the truth. For them not to steal money, make it a capital punishment. Do not make capital punishment somebody that sells drug. You can never rule out drug in the society. You know why? Most of the pharmaceutical companies, they are using hard drugs. You import it to treat people. They use it to deaden parts of anybody, human body, that is needed what? Stitching or to be operated on. So drug, I know, wasted many generations of people. But if used properly, it is not destructive. So what I'm trying to say this time around is condemning, sentencing, or making drug peddlers or trafficking capital punishment, I don't buy into it. Let us make capital punishment. If anybody steals public fund, he should be sent to firing squad.
Okay, now, before I forget,
they will respect Nigeria, our Commonwealth.
Have you seen that our president is around?
Our president
Faye was here yesterday. There were videos, there were pictures. Yes. So you know that Bashiru Faye has confirmed that President Bola Tinubu is in Nigeria, because you know you have said he's not around. So I just want
to... They show it
yesterday.
Okay, Tinubu is around, right?
He's around.
Then it doesn't change anything.
No. You know you said he has not been around, so I want to just let you...
Okay, now that they have shown us that he's around.
What
Tinubu
has changed?
What has changed? Nothing. What it has brought to our people is our youth to involve themselves in politics. Because Faye Maye, the Senegalese president...
Why do you think Faye Maye came here?
I don't know. We are not briefed on that.
Somebody said in the national news yesterday that Faye Maye came, Bashiru Faye came because on Tinubu's invitation, so that he can help settle Niger and all those to come back to
ECOWAS. Okay, is that why he's here? If Niger come back to ECOWAS, nothing changes in Nigeria, and it doesn't matter. What is so prevailing now is, how do we move forward? How does Nigeria economy works? I listen to me, because hardship is, school fees, house rent. I don't know what I understand. To pay house rent now is difficult for most of us. To pay school fees is difficult for most of us now, because landlords, every landlord, as lucky, has increased their rents. I don't know what I understand. No, and you don't build that.
I really pity what Mr. Lucky is going through at the moment.
Yes. You see what happened now. To pay house rent is very difficult now for us, because building materials high. It has gone high.
Thank you very much.
The cost of building materials.
We will not be able to have you more than this at this
Okay,
moment.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. David. I hope you are not going to castigate me this morning. But my lawyer is still drafting your letter.
Good morning to our viewers. A very wonderful morning to the law and to everybody across the world.
You are already taking 1 minute out of your time.
President Tinubu is overrated. And I will keep saying it.
Why would you say it?
He's overrated. Tinubu did that. Tinubu dropped the master plan in Lagos. let him. Where is the master plan of Nigeria now? Nigeria is in a state of coma. What? Sir, we thought Buhari had no clue about the economy, not knowing that Tinubu would even perform worse. No sensible government in the 21st century would dip our hands into the pensioners' money to tell the Nigerians that the money will be used to build infrastructure. Mr. Kadesh.
So you think what he has done, what this government has done to borrow money from pensioners' fund is not right?
To a common man, it's not right. Tinubu said when fuel subsidy is gone, there will be enough money to save, and then money will be channeled into to build infrastructures to give us federal mass transit buses. That was what he said. So for 1 year now, fuel subsidy is gone. Where is the money? Brother, the president is still going to World Bank. He still approached IMF to borrow that loan. Now, after he got the loan, he will still dip into pensioners' money. So pensioners will start to drop dead very soon. Just take note, because the media house will be going. They will also be calling you to come and take note of pensioners who have dropped dead. This is what Serap and then labor houses up to have started by saying we can't.
Serap as of now has a lot of litigation cases on their neck.
This one it is so very urgent. It is urgent. How can someone serve the country for 35 years or 30 years and then retire? For that time, this is the time for God. He should retire in peace. But then he will retire in pieces.
Said workers and end pension is safe.
He said what?
They said it's safe. Federal government has said it's safe.
Safe.
Assures Nigeria.
Assures Nigeria is safe. The one Mina stole, was it not safe? The one that was being stolen under Mina in his watch, was it not safe? Now, federal government, see, when this money is being siphoned, is being stolen, loot by these people, they tend to use Nigeria as collateral to borrow other funds. That is it. Because Nigeria itself has become a collateral. Go to the IMF, go to the World Bank, borrow the money, and then use it to block the ones that was being stole from the pensions fund. No very sensible government will do that, sir. Mr. Kadesh.
Okay, now let's look at something else. 36 speakers back state police plan.
Mr. Kadesh, about the minimum wage. Let me speak on the minimum wage first, and then I'll speak on that.
Well, okay, let's look at that. We'll look at that too.
Okay.
In one minute, because of other people.
The law,
State House of Assembly
lawmakers too. Yeah, I have always told you, I am not in support of state police.
Why are you not in support of state?
I am not in support because politicians will use them as tools. You know how it works against the state, against our people. You know it. Now, the politicians, they are power drunk. Now, in a state, let me use Lagos State as an example. Now, if there's state police and the state does not dance to the tone of the governor, won't he lose his job? He will lose his job because it reports to the governor. So indirectly, that state commissioner of the police in the state, if the state police will be a staunch member of the ruling party in that state. So these are the disadvantages. It will not work in Nigeria.
Okay, on
Nigeria is still an underdeveloped country. So because he works, Mr. Kadesh,
you are taking more. On labor, on minimum wage, labor shows Pali.
Bayo Ononuga is always causing what? Bayo Ononuga is always eating his ad on Twitter. Inglale. Sir?
You are still taking your time.
I know.
So you are biting into your time. There are other people
waiting.
We need to quickly do
Okay,
this.
sir. You said what?
Minimum wage. Labor shunts Pali as federal government hints on raising of.
Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not know the current reality in Nigerian. An average Nigerian is going through. A bag of rice now is 62,000 naira. And now federal government is proposing 48,000 minimum wage. That is less than $50.
You eat a bag of rice in 1 month.
I don't need to eat in a bag of rice. Now, a country where eats minimum wage, where a bag of rice cost is higher than a minimum wage. Now, how much now? If I were labor, I would say the minimum wage should be commensurate to the amount the lawmakers earn. What is the work of the lawmaker? What did they do?
No, but when we look at the number of the lawmakers, they're not up to the number of the civil servants.
How many? Now.
So when you begin to share 35 million to every civil servant,
I am not saying that. At least let it be something meaningful. Let it be something that people will take home every month and be happy.
Tangible.
You cannot start, sir. A left wage civil servant now don't earn 200,000 monthly at the federal service. Yes, 100 to 120,000 naira. How long can that amount of money sustain you? And now he's proposing to add 12,000 naira increment to it. It will not, see, Mr. Kadesh.
60.
No, 33,000 to 48.
The federal government has said they want to raise it up a little more.
Okay, 60 is even low. I believe that federal government should start from 200. That is it, sir, because that is the reality of Nigeria today.
Okay, when you look at federal government raising it up to like 200 and bag of rice goes up to like 150, does it make any difference?
Bag of rice goes
to 150.
Does
it make any
bag
difference?
Of rice will not get to that level.
We never believe, but Nigerians never believe bag of rice will get to this
bag
point.
Of rice is not the major determinant of inflation.
You mentioned it that time.
No. That what?
You mentioned it that bag of rice is something thousand now.
Hey, it is now.
Because you are using it as a yardstick.
No, you cannot
house
say.
Rent. What if house rent goes up? Will this 200 still be able to do something?
The amount you are paying civil service is not the reason why we have high inflation in the country. That's not the yardstick. The major thing is that at this point is that there's no truth about it. Let Nigeria start to produce. It will bring down price of commodities. Inflation will stop. Even if you pay civil servants 2 million, there will be inflation. If you refuse to be a producing country, the president needs to think out of the box rather than borrowing. Again, there is at the airport now. Presidents want to start collecting toll, taxing people in the airport. If you go do excursion for airport, you go pay.
Thank you very much. It is well. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kadesh.
You are taking out of this
Mr.
man's
Kadesh,
time.
I am not enjoying.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kadesh.
Not now.
Mr. Kadesh,
okay.
Thank you. Okay, bribe me with a bottle of beer.
I don't buy beer for people.
Why?
I can give you olive oil to pray. Thank you very much.
To pray for who?
To pray for yourself. Nigeria will be better. Okay, thank you. Yes, abandoned projects. Miss Pastor Matthew, you're welcome. Abandoned projects Southwest amidst push of scarce resources.
Abandoned Where?
There are lots of projects in the Southwest. When you look at this one, it's been abandoned. This one has been abandoned. All around Southwest.
Are they federal government projects?
Federal government projects. And we're still doing new ones.
Thank you for having me. Just permit me, I don't know whether you are aware of the challenge Luck is having.
I do. We talked about it
okay.
earlier, so if you want to say something.
No, I don't have much to say, just only that as people are touched, I pray that they should try to see whatever they can do to help him, because he's actually going through a serious challenge, which is accommodation. I think if you look at the issue of federal government abandoned projects, it cut across the whole federation. It's not restricted to Southwest. What we have just seen is Southwest fair share of what is happening. Under Muhammad Buhari, at a point, I think there was a move to address that issue of abandoned projects. Because of what purpose will it serve? If you say you want to initiate your own legacy projects, and you have projects that was initiated by previous administration that so much money has been invested in, and it's still lying there. Look at NDDC national headquarters. NDDC at the point was paying up to 600, 100 million annually for rent. So it took the administration of Muhammad Buhari to address it and complete the administrative headquarters. So for me, I think the government should prioritize it. All the projects that are abandoned, let them start doing appraisal to know the economic importance, one, what it needs to complete it. Because before, instead of initiating new ones, if those ones that were initiated have economic importance, so the extent that when you complete it, you will leverage your need to earn revenue for federal government. So I think there's every need to revisit it.
Okay, now looking at this pension fund that the government has put an into.
They put an or they propose to put
No,
an.
like some of the things that we have heard this morning, yesterday, this morning in the newspaper, is that 70% has been accessed already.
But let me quickly ask, what is the problem of this government? Why are they interested in borrowing? And come to think of it, pension fund is domiciled in commercial banks. And it is not to say that those funds are unutilized. Because what you have is a situation where if you keep your money in the bank, you don't expect the bank to keep it without utilizing it. People will approach the bank for purpose of maybe credit facility, and they will lend to people. I don't think the government, because the borrowing trend of this government is at alarming stage. Look at the money they draw from Afrexim Bank, 3.3 billion US dollar.
It's still yet to be fully paid.
Fully paid. Do you know when we're fully paying it? We have committed to be paid with 90,000 barrels of crude every day. The total quantity of crude we need to pay, is 164.25 million barrels of crude. So we just started. The one they proposed to borrow from World Bank, about 2.7, is even 3 million US dollar. It has moratorium of 10 years, lifespan of 40 years. So I think the government should, because it's like mortgaging the country at the expense of Nigerians yet unborn.
Nigerian workers that their money is safe.
What kind of assurance? What kind of guarantee? Why must you borrow? The money they budget, are they saying they are not able to source money to finance the budget? What are the critical infrastructure they want to use that money to address? Are they telling us? Because you are borrowing on behalf of the whole Nigerians, and you put everybody in bondage. So for me, I think the government should concentrate on the budgetary provision.
Okay. Now quickly, let's look at what validates CBN's regulation permits banks on the collection of customer social media handles.
I think the government is looking for a way to gag Nigerians. Because when you talk about know your customer, I think the information at the disposal of the banks is sufficient for the banks to know who their customers are. So by the time you are looking into the social media handle of individuals, I think the government wants to start hounding, arresting, intimidating, gagging the media. And I think the media should rise to the occasion, and because you cannot take away the freedom of expression. There are already adequate provisions in the Constitution to the extent that in the bid to exercise your freedom of expression, if you commit slander, libel, you can be charged for it. So what is the essence of looking for people's social media handle? For me, the government wants to start gagging Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice having you on the program. Yes, Mr. Kule, you're welcome to Bystanders at Newsstand this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Flip. Good morning, Mr. Kadesh. Good morning, the cameraman. I greet everybody. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, quickly. Federal government wants to put an into workers' pension. They want to borrow money to do infrastructure.
You see, I've gone through that. I've researched on that government embarking on the, borrowing, what's it called, putting hands into pensions fund. You see, to get the money from the pension funds is not the problem, but to utilize it. Because those days they will say there's no business for government. There's no business for government in business. I mean, but now I can realize that there's a lot of business for government to do in business.
So do you think the government can utilize the fund?
Yeah, they all depends, because when you put that money in banks, the bank will domicile that account and they'll be turning it around. But what interest are they giving back to the government that owns that money?
The government do not own this money.
No, it's pensions. Yeah. Well, what do they give back to the workers that have the money?
It is the government that wants to borrow the money
from the banks. Yeah.
No. It's not. The money has been domiciled
in the
central bank
with no interest. I'm sure with no interest.
So when government wants to borrow now, it is now left on you, loyalists, to tell us how the government hopes to pay back, whether they are paying back with interest or not.
Okay. How the government will be able to pay back, and you check up the infrastructure, road development they are embarking on. I'm just telling you, not too long, like 2 weeks or 2 days ago, the commission, what's it called, is it Abia or what's it called, the Imo State gas plants, turbine plants that cost billions of naira, multi-billions of naira. And through that, the government can generate a lot of, because it's going to be a joint venture between Abia, Imo and federal government. So through that processes, through that infrastructure that you build, and there's return back from the infrastructure, and you can easily, pay back that money with a twinkle of an eye. In a twinkle of an eye, you can pay that money. So you should not be much bothered. You should not be much bothered.
The government is saying they are not borrowing this money to invest it. They want to use it to do infrastructure.
Definitely. Okay, you want them to leave the money, and somebody like Minor, people like character like Minor, will swallow the money again.
But this your APC government, it happened under Minor too.
It happened that was under Buhari then, and Buhari was never ready to fight corruption to the deep of his knowledge. It was not ready. It was not ready, because you could see some tribal issues coming in. All his brothers that did the worst of the worst. We've never seen them. Where is Pantali? Where is Malami? Where is Malami? Where are all of them?
This government has right to touch the pension of workers.
That still repeats what I'm saying. They have rights once they can. Because
since
they are borrowing from banks, they are dealing with banks as it is now. It's the bank now that will know the technical, know how.
Do they have right to touch it without telling the pension?
They will not. The money you save in the bank, you save in the bank. Do you know there's what these banks do? That they borrow your money out to investors.
But federal government cannot borrow my money.
Federal government cannot borrow.
Not borrow my money. I hold the bank responsible.
They will get the fund back. But I don't understand what you are saying.
Thank you. Now,
I don't understand.
Let's look at insecurity. Food production declines as commercial farms close.
You see, that is still